Take it away. Podcast. Please don't watch this podcast.
I gotta be careful because you know how my mic just suddenly disconnects. I was about to slam the table. Here. Podcast.
Yo. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Mousepad, and this is my dude, my friend, my good sidekick, Ritz Bits Crackers. Ritz Bits Crackers, how you doing today?
Wait, hold on. What's the relation between the Mousepad and a Ritz Cracker?
They're both on my desk, man.
Fair enough. I'm doing fine, Chief.
Oh, shoot,
So?
I'm not ready. Hold on.
You don't have the topics open? Carl? Boss! Snake! Carl?
I'm coming. So
I'm lifting.
I wrote all my. I spent most of the day writing all my topics and stuff down, including little notes and whatnot. And they're on my phone, and my phone wasn't on my desk.
Oh, so your phone sounded heavy. We were like, ugh!
It was.
It's like 22 kilotons, you know. So, typically we start off with our weeks, but you want to get everything set up first?
No,
you good?
I think I'm pretty ready to go. So I have.
All right.
Oh my God! Stop doing that. Thank you. All right. So.
I'm sorry.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
You go first, boss.
So this, I think, isn't so much a week as it is 2 weeks now, since we didn't have a podcast last week because an event was going on, which we'll get to later.
Yes.
But since the last podcast, there's been a few things that have happened. The New Year itself, Christmas, and the event.
Turn down the music a little.
Even more?
According to Brian.
More?
According to Brian and line. So yeah, just a
Dang, it's like
touch.
on 1%. Talk louder.
Ah!
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So anyway,
Well,
I was saying.
Okay. Your New Year's and Christmas.
Yeah. So, I guess we can kind of go in order of just events and whatnot. So let's talk about Christmas. This is we talked last time during the podcast about the upcoming week, and I said that I was hosting Christmas with my brother, which we did. It went great and fantastic.
How are the cookies?
The cookies were good. We finally did break into the big giant cookie and eat it. The regular cookies were good too. The turkey and all that stuff was good. Nobody had any. I don't think anybody complained about the food. So that's always how you.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to hear.
Yeah. And then we didn't really do too much. We played Family Feud at Christmas because that's what we do, I guess. And then we played some just general trivia, Christmas trivia, I should say, things that had to do with Christmas to win.
Hit me with one.
Like what year was Silent Night written?
19. Am I already wrong?
I don't even remember off the top of my head.
All right, good. Good trivia. Don't know the answer.
Yeah, so so that was pretty much most of our Christmas. The rest of Christmas was more so just like talking and not anything else. 1918. That was pretty much our Christmas. Christmas Day was basically we all woke up, we all ate a pile of cinnamon rolls and muffins, and we opened presents. And and we went to go visit my uncle, who's in a rehab clinic kind of thing. He's doing fine, but still sucks that he had to be there at Christmas. And that was pretty much Christmas for me. Christmas used to be, back in the day, a big thing. We would have like probably 20 people in the house, big family. We'd all open big Christmas presents, all that kind of stuff. But over the years, unfortunately, I hardly ever grew up with any siblings in my life that were my age. So every time a family event would show up, it was really boring.
Mm.
So, would you like to talk about Christmas?
Yeah. So I spent that at my cousin's house or my neighbor's cousin's.
Your neighbor's
Uh,
cousin.
yeah, good food there, like a little egg roll, a little Filipino food, pancit. No turkey, I don't think. I don't remember. There's some tri-tip though. My dad likes cooking that because it's actually pretty simple. And what else was there? Spaghetti, all that.
Spaghetti.
And what else was there? There's like a really good cookie thing. In fact, you saw me in my Christmas picture. There were some like M&M cookies. I was chowing down on those. For the most part, they got smashed, so we were just playing Smash. They range from their cousins range from about 13 to like 25 ish, so around my age park.
Yeah.
13. but yeah, it was pretty fun. I learned that it's really hard to play Smash when there's more than two people.
Yes. No.
I got reminded rather.
Totally agree with that.
Because like I was trying to do some sick moves, but then Captain Falcon would come from the left stage to the right stage, and then with a Falcon punch, and then it's all over from there.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, what presents did you get, by the way? Did you get any presents?
I got 2 pairs of sweatpants. I got a whole bunch of candy. I got 1 T-shirt that has Super Mario Kart on it. What else did I get? I got a new toolbox. I was really excited about that because I was desperately in need of a toolbox.
Huh.
And then as far as games got, I got Super Bomberman R. For the Switch.
I should have got it. Sorry.
I got what was the other Switch game I got? That wasn't.
I'll try to get that game soon though,
What the?
so we can play it.
Can't even think straight. What?
Wait, so it's 1880 to 18?
Oh yeah.
You called us a nerda. You called us a nerda. How dare you, Dolly?
I got 1-2 Switch. Yeah. This is what happens when you give your parents your wish list on backlog.
If we get what do you call it? If we get enough bits, Carl will do a live cam and play the 1-2 Switch with Kaya.
No, that's okay. I got Batman Arkham Knight for Xbox One. I got Kirby Battle Royale, which I forgot was even a game. And then
Are we dropping boys?
And then I got The Last Guardian, which I'm kind of excited for.
Oh yeah. I borrowed that from Johnny, but I never actually, sometimes you borrow games and then you actually don't touch them. You ever do that?
Oh yeah, no, all the time. Well, I don't borrow games, but got plenty of games that I just get and then never touch.
Man, but Last Guardian is sure a topic, but
And then Novelli was nice enough to be a pal and actually buy me Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So
yeah,
big thank you to Novelli.
Go even further. Tell them how they
God.
got you the physical after the digital was like.
So Novelli, this was I think like the day after Christmas, I think, or maybe it was the day. No, it was a few days before Christmas, and Novelli was like, I think Carl should stream, and I'm like, I guess maybe possibly I don't know. And me, Brian, and Nevey were gonna play CS:GO, and so I walk away for a second and I come back. I got a notification from Novelli and there's a code in there and he's like, "Here you go. You should stream now." And I'm like, "Oh no, you did not just buy me Super Smash Brothers." And I look at it, I'm like, "Oh no, you bought me the digital version." So I'm like talking to a couple of people. I'm like, "What do I do here? I really don't want the digital version." You can call me a snob. You can call me a jerk. I don't really care. Like, I work...
Jerk?
I'm really against downloaded games if I can help it. Like, Steam games are one thing, but, like, if I can buy a physical version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I will go ahead and do so. So that's what I kind of wanted. So Novelli was a trooper and returned the code and gave me the cash so I could buy the physical version, which I did. So, really big props to Novelli for being the guy to get it done.
I got you nothing for Christmas, Carl.
This is true. I bought you something. I forget.
The Game Dev Tycoon.
Oh, yeah. When?
When am I streaming that?
Yeah. You don't even need the other afternoon casual to do it.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe whenever. I really want to stream with Brian though, so I'm gonna try to get that organize with him first. For The Sims.
Yeah.
What else you get besides Smash? Or that's the end.
Well, the last game that I got, that this wasn't really much of a present that I got, just more of like I had a little bit of spare cash from everything when everything was said and done. And I was like, I'm just gonna buy Octopath Traveler.
Oh right, I forgot.
It was $10 off too, so I was like, yeah, why not?
Looks nice on the shelf, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's Splatoon music. What did I get? I got beige pants. I've been asking for beige or brown or red pants recently. Still looking for red pants.
Were you the
Brian's
person
like that's.
that really likes like those casual dress pants or business dress pants?
I like chinos. I like jeans. No, I don't know. If you're talking about like ones you wear with a suit.
Well, I was talking more like khakis. Like,
Nah, fam. We good. I also got two shirts. Two like not shirts. What do you call it? They're like turtleneck things, and you zip them up. They're not sweater. They're not my kind of ideal fashion, but I appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wore them from here and there. Oh, and we did a Secret Santa, and what was it? I got this cool black gray sweater thing.
Yeah,
it's a little tight on me, but I'll wear it still. Oh, and my Secret Santa was Johnny, so I gave him a box, and he likes DBZ cards. I put those in there. I put what else? I burnt 3 CDs because he likes it when I do that.
Burnt 3 CDs?
Yeah. 90s? Music, Yeah, I used to do it because my BMW didn't have a aux cable, so.
Oh, look at this guy with a BMW.
Well, it doesn't work anymore. It's in our garage because the coolant is broke. We're trying to get that fixed, but I don't know if I want to drive it anymore because I got a CRV or not. I didn't get it. It's a hand me down again. But what else did I get? And for Johnny, I also put 2 5-pound weights in there, so he thought there was more in there, like more goodies.
Oh,
and to his displeasure, it was just like a DVZ cards, some CDs.
yeah.
Oh, and I also went on Zazzle, and then I printed him out like this nice shirt that said, it's an inside joke, Barry's Red Cola. Can you blame me? No way, man. It's from a sketch. But he really appreciated that. In fact, he wore it New Year's. Myself though, I didn't really get many things besides those 3 sweatshirt things and then pants. But I did get some cash. I did get about like 50, 60, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like to count it because I feel greedy. I feel bad and greedy afterwards. But yeah, it was a good haul, I'd say.
A good haul.
So let's move on to New Year's. That was so.
I mean,
I think I'll talk
ahead.
first because you guys kind of all know what Carl did. But so I was watching for, I think out of the 22, no, I'll say 24 hours. I probably watched about 14 or so hours because I was out for a lot of the end of it.
Which is probably actually pretty good, all things considered.
And then I did take a nap during the what was it? Not Link to the Past. The game before that. I have the list here. Kirby's Adventure and Rugrats. That's when I was like, oh, nap time. But on New Year's Day, I went to the same house, our cousins, played Smash, ate almost the same food. Nothing unique really happened there. In fact, we didn't even stay till 12. I went home earlier than that because my parents had work. Oh, wait, no, they didn't have work. They were just tired. But yeah, I really enjoyed the stream. We'll even talk about that more into detail. I don't know, afterwards or now. What's better?
And we might as well talk about just like we'll get to that. Let's keep going because we can talk about like maybe New Year's Day. We played usually in the past for New Year's. What me and my family usually do is we have a big fatty meal where like we just kind of go all out and it's like if we're gonna have a heart attack, this is the day to do it, kind of thing. So I had like a couple pounds of fried chicken from Popeyes. My dad and my brother had crab with butter, garlic butter, dipping
Yowza.
cups and stuff. My mom had a steak. I think they had a steak too. It was intense. And then we had some serious desserts and stuff. So it was that's what we did on New Year's Day since I was doing the event on Eve. And we played some board games. I actually got 5 new board games. We call them family gifts because nobody just
It's for everyone.
Yeah. So we played a game called Boss Monster, which is a bunch of cards and you have to build your own dungeon essentially.
Johnny's been wanting that.
We played a weird Monopoly variant that kind of focused on Nintendo characters. It was kind of dumb. And then we played a newer version of Oregon Trail. It was like it's an actual board game instead of a card game.
Oh, never heard of it.
It was the dumbest thing ever because I made it a quarter of the way through to Oregon and still won.
What do you mean?
Like the goal is to have the most money, and we figured out a loophole where you could just you could buy like the whole shop out and then resell it.
That's what. Why are you buying shops?
Well, I'm talking about buy all the stock out of a shop and then sell it.
No, but why are you buying? So it's still Oregon Trail?
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing.
That's weird. They tried to put Fortune Street in Oregon Trail.
I guess. Yeah, I made the net worth, and then, despite the fact that I didn't make it, just still, got a lot. Still won the game by a lot, actually. So,
Yowza.
And then a few days passed. I went back to streaming. We did Final Fantasy VIII for a little bit, and
whatever.
Whatever. And then the past 2 days have been more board games and stuff. Me and my brother have been solely throughout the year, honestly, playing Borderlands 2, trying to get through that.
Yeah.
And we played a few more board games that we got. We played Catan yesterday and today. Or I'm sorry, yesterday and the day before that. And
it's pretty big, ain't it?
Catan?
Yeah.
No, Catan's easy. It's quick.
No, I meant big as in like it's a big box, right? There's a lot of...
No, it's not.
No?
It's just, it looks intimidating, but it really is not.
I know it's not difficult. It's just that I thought there were a lot of pieces.
Nah.
Okay.
I've seen a couple more games that have a lot more pieces, but yeah, we played a lot of Catan the past few days here. And then we also did an escape room on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't like calling it an escape room because it was a VR one. Like there's 2 sections to it. The first section was to escape. So basically, the scenario was space. You had to go to a space station and repair the big giant laser that's been damaged. That's stopping the destruction of an asteroid hurtling towards Earth.
Moonbase Alpha.
Yeah, kind of, more or less, not really. But the thing is that it was in VR, so you weren't like physically trying to escape, but more so. But they split it up into 2 segments. First was to escape and get outside to the laser to repair it, and the second part was the laser and repair it. So this was also my first experience with VR since I've never never had the opportunity to really go out there and try it. I mean, I could have I could have at some point, but I just hadn't.
How'd you handle?
I did. We won. We stomped.
I meant VR wise though, because some people just get dizzy.
So the thing, I have an astigmatism, so I have to wear glasses. Otherwise, my eyes just refuse to focus. Otherwise, but I can still see without my glasses pretty well, and I had to play without my glasses because you can sit there and focus the goggles in better. So it's like, if they can work as glasses, like you might as well. So that's what I did. And for the most part, I was fine. The thing with the VR, they used Vives for those. And there was a lot of moments where it's just like there's things that are just blurry and it's blurry and it's blurry. When we were just standing still and with like no objective, like you notice that more, but like when you start actually moving around to do stuff, then it becomes a lot easier. The side, like when you look straight ahead, it's clear, and when you look at when you use your peripheral vision or just even look to the right without moving your head to the right, then you start to really see blurriness. So it's unfortunate that they can't that they're still developing the technology to get that all done. But it's definitely come a long way, I think, and it's definitely just gonna get better. The only thing I don't like is the controllers. Unfortunately, I'd rather them just go full on and just try to develop like special gloves that you can wear that kind of figure out how to work your hands a little bit more.
The Power Glove.
Yeah.
It's coming back. I can see that because like even with the no the PS I don't know the PS4 has a controller, but I tried VR at my sister's friend's house and like controls were a little weird, but I mean I think I got pretty much used to the VR aspect too.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an astigmatism too, but I actually could keep my glasses on for the PS4 VR actually.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was. I kind of wished I felt it was a little underwhelmed because we had 15 minutes still on the clock, which means that like it was too easy for us. But it was fun nonetheless. Just one of those.
I'd recommend going to a physical one next time.
Well, we've done a physical one too. It's just
okay.
Like we just wanted to try it out just to see what it was like. You know, none of us had really done VR that much, so.
I haven't really done escape rooms. I think I'm not scared of them. It's just like I know that there are some scary ones where there's some pretty intensive ones where you're walking away from a guard or something. And
yeah.
Sneak through.
Those
are scary.
They have like zombie ones too, which is like if you really want the intense kind of. But there's ones that are more of like like the
just
one.
Get out.
The other one we did probably a year and a half ago to 2 years ago was we were all prisoners in a jail cell and we were trying to break out.
Oh, that one sounds pretty cool.
It was the only issue was that we were all chained down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so one of us had the ability to unlock themselves, so the other three of us had to wait to get unlocked. So it took us a long time before all of us were actually unlocked, which kind of sucked for some people. So I would recommend not that because it's more fun when everybody can just start being active right away. Yeah,
just get like a horror one, but not like the. If you want to start off, I'd recommend like one of those, but not with the like the murder man chasing you. Just in a very intensive room, I think is the best one. Where do you play the VR one? Dolly's asking.
There was also an escape room too. Like they had actual ones and they had VR ones. So.
Oh really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So because if you think about it, like we did the cost just to see what it would cost to buy literally 4 Vives and with controllers and stuff, and it's $1,500, and that's not even including computers to run it. So it's better if you can spend like $20 to just go to a place, try it once, and then be like, all right, well that was an experience, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But that's been the rest of my 2 weeks, I think. I got nothing else to say. If you got any more.
Oh, I do. So we've been my sister and I have been hitting this arcade recently. I don't really go to arcades anymore to play like fighting games. I'm actually more into rhythm games lately. So there's just unfortunately one that shut down the start of last year or so, called Crossbeats Rev.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually pretty decent at that. I can't beat some of the so there's a scale of level 1 to level 99, and then there's even like separate difficulties. Yeah. The hardest song I could do is on master mode. There's master, and then after that is ultimate, level 84. That's probably 86. That's probably the best I can do.
Right.
But I wanted to mention this because you actually got into Final Fantasy 8 recently. They have a Theatrhythm. Yeah, you've heard of that game, right?
I have not actually.
It's a rhythm game where you can build up your own team of Final Fantasy characters and just kind of like play through songs. I tried the 3DS one, but I wasn't a big fan of it. But the physical one was pretty cool. I really like the control scheme, and you could even unlock characters. So I unlocked Laguna actually just earlier today, and I kept trying to beat Man with the Machine Gun on hard, but I can't do that. It's a hard song. Like the game is a lot harder than Crossbeats, I think. Well,
right. Then
again, I've been playing Crossbeats for I don't know, 2 years now. So I'm moving on because it seems like that Rhythm still gets updates. Dolly's asking where in particular is this VR thing?
Oh, so it's really weird because the place we went to was literally within like a dentist office area, like everything else around, like it was in a big office building, and like everything else was like dentists, and then there was just an escape room there. So there's a lot of different places that they can just. Some of them are just their own store, and some of them are like within a bowling alley or maybe within a mall. So
Yeah. So that's where we go to the arcade. It's called Round One. We've been there quite a bit. We even met Matt from Best Friends there with Wooly. Have I ever played Osu? I played Elite Beat Agents, if that counts.
I have to play that at some point.
I think I played the sequel too. I think there's 1 and 2. I totally didn't realize until the Smash came out that Osu was different in Japan. They had different songs, and it was called the Wendan. I didn't know that until now. So that was pretty cool to learn. But no, I'm okay at the Osu likes, but I don't really play it. So if that answers your question.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite songs, though, is I can't say it. It's called Mikoruza or something. There you go.
Yeah, you got it.
Boom, kapow, blam. Oh, and I was also there with my friend Josh. I think I mentioned him before, and I have streamed with him before. But like my sister was eyeing this plush out of Crane Game, and he was like, "Oh, you want that?" And then he just kind of moves the stick, and then he gets it. And then he was like, "Here you go. Bye. I'm going to go play Initial D now."
Initial D.
Me, Josh. But Initial D is fun. I used to play it, but now I kind of don't because the machines there don't get maintenance enough.
So it's going to go with the way of Wreck-It Ralph.
So that was basically my weeks. I haven't been doing much. I've been looking for clothes. I found this cool one. From Tilly's, no less. And it's like this big skeleton on it, and it says Mass Destruction. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm Mass Destruction. I want that. But they didn't have it in my size, so I didn't get it. So we might buy that online. It looks cool. In fact, let me pull you an image real quick while we move on to New Year's.
Sounds so goofy. God.
Mass Destruction.
All right, well, while Speed's pulling that image up, I guess we'll get started here. I will start off by saying for the New Year's Eve Showdown, I am sorry. I failed myself. I could not. I crashed essentially. Like it got to a point where it was like I couldn't get enough sleep before the night or the day before, I should say. My body just refused to fall asleep. I literally laid there for hours. Like I'd sleep for like an hour and a half, then I'd get up and like my body would be like, no.
Real quick, for reference, for Peepo, for example, what he's talking about is called the New Year's Showdown. It was a 24-hour stream in which he would try to beat as many games as possible. Unfortunately, he had to take a nap during Legend of Zelda. He had to bail on that.
It was really scary because I've never hallucinated before, and I swear I actually hallucinated that time. Like, I swear somebody was just like poking their head into my peripheral vision just to like scare me, and it literally actually worked. Like somehow I managed to scare myself. So I looked at it and I was like, I'm not gonna beat Link to the Past in time, and especially if I was just
2-hour body break.
Like it was not gonna happen. So I think I looked at it too. The more important thing that I looked at was that I wanted people to enjoy it too, and if I was just completely dying the whole time, then it wouldn't work. That 90 minutes that I got rest for really helped out. That really launched me through the rest of it.
So let's go at these from each game. I have my picture that I did for you.
Okay.
So we started with Luigi's Mansion, and this is the one that Carl felt the most proud of, right?
Yes. I did that in under an hour, or I'm sorry, under 2 hours, and the plan was to be 2 hours. Like that was the estimate that I kind of set myself for, and I scored it under 2. And not only that,
pretty good.
And my other goals that I wanted Brian and Logan had been racing the game quite a few times, and I wanted to see if I could come in there and beat their times. And the biggest thing out of everything that I could have done to beat their times, the one thing that I saw both of them just not do, and I figured that would be the key to having me do it better, was literally write out a path.
Yeah, I heard that you're looking at like your own guide.
Yeah, I had my guide just set up here of like, this is everything that I need to do in order to beat this. This is the sweater for all of you that were curious.
Do you think it's cool? I think it's a little expensive though.
What
it's
does
like
it say?
$40.
What does it say?
So in Japanese, I think that also just says mass destruction.
Okay. With the Japanese lettering, I suppose it's better.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
So.
Brian that with the red pants, you know. But I think that I'm gonna go to evening's comment. I don't think Carl's apologizing really. I think it's more like he's not. I know that it's a downer thing, but I think that Carl was also like I kind of failed myself more than just the stream
Correct.
itself. You know, but I think Carl is still on the side of it was a good stream overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, it's I kind of flubbed my script here. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion. I was around for that. I think I came a little late though. No, I was there on time. It was a pretty good run, honestly.
Yeah. So since sorry to interrupt. Since you're new people, basically how my streams kind of work is these days as once a month I like to do kind of like theme nights. They're not necessarily speed runs of games. They're just more of like, let's see if we can beat the game in one night. Or the past few events have been, let's see if we can beat all 3 games in one night. So like I did Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 in a whole in 15 hours. We did Earthbound in a whole night. We kind of did Spyro, but we didn't really succeed at that. And I feel like I'm missing an event. Oh, Legend of Zelda. We did Zelda 1, 2, and Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link to the Past in one night. So
I was gonna mention. Do you think Luigi's Mansion would be a good thing to race? Imagine a race between Brian, Logan, and you. Would you accept that if you know?
I'd give it a go.
Possible?
Since it's a pretty short game to get through, I would say I'd be okay to that. I would probably do Super Mario Sunshine again, not the 90 stars or 90 shines. I mean,
what was the lowest again? 65. I forget.
Well, it's just getting all 7 shines from each level.
Right. Yeah, that I wouldn't want you to push yourself again because I wear Sunshine. I do want to admit at the end it was kind of getting a little depressing because you're like, oh come on,
yeah,
you're just kind of failing through it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd go a lot quicker if I didn't have anything else to worry about. Like those 7 missions per level, those are pretty easy to get through, honestly. It's just
I think if you map yourself out again, maybe that'll help.
I mean, you don't even really have to map yourself out for something like that because you're going to each level 7 times, so it's like.
So sometimes it's faster to do other levels because then an event will happen, and if you're in a more ideal level location, you can get there faster.
Well, I mean, no, because when the event happens, you're going to spawn in the same spot regardless. Like,
right. I'm trying to think of what I mean.
It's one of those. It's one of those instances where it's just like you are no matter. I don't think whatever you do, like it's just gonna be the same regardless. So
speedrunners don't do that. Then I'm trying to remember why, because they actually do different levels at different times, right. And I don't remember why, unfortunately. But yeah.
But yeah, I thought about maybe doing races as well too.
Yeah.
It kind of let's keep going, and then it'll bring me back up to a question or a topic in correlation to this that I want to talk about too. So continue on.
No, for 120 people, they map it out. Okay, Portal.
Portal was on par.
Yeah, it was kind of a little close at the end.
Yeah, actually, I think I probably did a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna probably slow down at some point, but I was surprised to see how in the zone, I guess, it ended up being.
You were flying through the first levels for sure.
Oh yeah, those were super
near the end. Like you started dying at the right when you go off the grid. That level before that I think.
Yeah, those become more difficult because like you play most of the game in the grid, and then you're like, well, hello.
Yeah, it's freeform, and I think I really like that because it
Yeah.
makes you have to think on your toes a lot more.
So
You could suggest games in the suggestion box if you want to suggest games for like to stream or whatever.
yeah, I have a suggestion box in my Discord, so if you would like to do that, you are more than welcome to do so.
Now, Rugrats: The Search for Reptar. I got a headache, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna take a nap because the camera was not agreeing with
that
anything.
was hysterically bad. I forgot about how bad that camera could get.
I was like, boy, oh boy, I can go. People's already in the Discord. I can live without seeing this. This what do you call it? This game being played.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I slept through. I think Kirby's Adventure 2. In doing so.
Yeah.
I woke up near the intermission.
Kirby's Adventure. It started out fine, and I ended up really beating all of that. So it wasn't the biggest problem was that like that game, it's such a chill and calm game. Like any Kirby game that I play, it's so chill that like I have this tendency that I may fall asleep because of just how chill it is. And playing Kirby's Adventure at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning is an absolute drag. Like, do not do that.
It's hard to tell what would be a better restructuring. We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirby's Adventure was probably one of the easier ones to complete out of all those, right? Would you say
definitely. It was. I vote Kirby's Adventure, and most Kirby games are just kind of like I would probably say Kirby is the most casual game you could ever play. Like it is until you get to the final boss, and then the game just like, all right, we're gonna be difficult now. Sucks to be you.
Dark Star, oh man, all these
Barks.
Cthulhu.
Or whatever the heck the monster, the bosses in Kirby's Dreamland 2, that piece of garbage.
Even Animal Crossing can be pretty intense.
So,
then the intermission happened. What commercials did you play during that?
I just played some old ones, so I don't remember what I played for that. I just kind of threw some stuff in and was like, all right, that's good. And then I had an A and a B trivia, so how I did it was ABA for the 3 intermissions that we had. So A intermission ended up being C intermission as well. So if anybody was up during the first intermission and watched those questions, they got to see it at the 3rd intermission. And then after, I don't have my list in front of me anymore, so I don't remember.
You need the picture? I can send you the picture. So after that was V.
Yeah, that went really well. I had actually ran that game a couple times just to see if I could see where my time was. And each time I ran it, it was like 32 minutes, 33 minutes. So when I saw the 27 minutes, I was like, I don't know how I shaved 5 minutes off, but dang.
The only level that really gave you the difficulty was like the last one. The last few. There's this one.
Yeah, those
because you couldn't get the timing.
Yeah, no.
There's the event.
There's always a couple levels that just for whatever reason I start to crumble. But,
Pikmin Night VODs are up, but I gave Carl some thumbnails. We'll see.
I have to figure out how to go about that. Jumping off topic here, I have to figure out how to go about that because that's already cut, or that's cut into one giant video on Twitch. But the problem is that YouTube's limit is 12 hours now.
Oh, so you might need to make it 2?
And I don't know how to cut it is the problem now, because now it's cut into a highlight essentially.
Cut it at the intermission, I think. Oh, you'd have to physically edit it, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And if I have to physically edit it, then that's going to be a problem to get that uploaded. I'd like to upload it. I have no issue with uploading it. It's just getting it uploaded, so.
What's bandwidth, you know?
Yeah.
It makes sense that they have a limit. I mean, before it was like, what, 20 minutes, 15?
Yeah.
But now we're in the future.
So
now, unfortunately,
for Link to the Past, we made this decision that like I just do the Light World dungeons and that would be it. So I drew the Master Sword and that was it. I was like, I can't do these Dark World dungeons. I'm gonna lose it.
Now, what do you think really hit you here? Was it Kirby's Adventure catching up? Was it Just Zelda itself or what?
Like what? It was just a matter of like I would run like when I get really tired, and I'm talking like this happened a lot earlier in the last year when I was still working at a music store. Um, when my hours were all whack, like it got so difficult to just be able to focus and stay awake because like the constant like oh you're gonna what we call is clopen, which means that you might have to close the store and then open the store, which would always suck because you would get home at like 10 o'clock and then you'd have to open the store at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So I had issues trying to that was part of the reason why I quit. I was like I want to stream. I like streaming and I don't like falling asleep during streams, and I still kind of struggle with that as it is. But like the biggest thing that ended up happening to me was that like I would just be my eyes would be closing and I would literally be running on blind autopilot. And sometimes that would work, but sometimes there would be issues where like I'd just be running into a wall because my eyes were closed for
that was happening.
Yeah. And
like at near the end of it, if you watch it, unfortunately Carl was just like dying constantly, getting hit by everything, and then one time he would just walk into the wall and I was like, hey, wait.
Yeah, so it's like I kind of looked at it and was like, this isn't a good idea. I need to go grab a quick refresher here or something. So that's what ended up having to happen.
Now I do want to bring it up. I think you should actually build in a time for napping because like not even Arino, I've mentioned him before. He did a 24-hour stream of Lemmings. Like he couldn't even survive all of it.
Well,
and he plays games for like 12 hours a day for episodes.
Well, here's the thing. It's not so much. I could do 24 hours, no problem.
I can't. I don't blame that.
I'd have no problem doing that. It's just that it's the timing that has to happen. Like, ideally, when I planned this, is that I wanted to, on the 30th, I wanted to fall asleep at probably like 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. And my idea was that I would sleep until probably 10:30, 11 at night. And then I'd have an hour to kind of finalize anything and get it ready to go. And then I'd be pretty good till probably like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's probably start to hit me. And that's okay because usually when it's daytime out, I can really push through it without having too much issue. It's just that at that point it was nighttime still, and because it's winter, the sun still wasn't really coming up. So I often wondered if had I just pushed another hour, if my body would have just like flipped back into place.
I wonder if you should either not force yourself to sleep or change your schedule slowly beforehand, because I think you really have to prepare yourself for this. But what I was suggesting though is that intermission period of 2 hours would be there in the case that sleeping didn't work beforehand.
Yeah,
that's my concept.
So, are we gonna keep going through every game here?
I mean, let's go a little quickly. Okay. Minesweeper, Putt. those were
additions. Minesweeper was dumb until I picked easy mode, and then it was good. I felt better about
it. Like I was sitting there, is like, is Carl really gonna do expert mode, and is he really gonna do this for like 40 minutes? And you did do it for 40 minutes.
Yeah, I did.
Which I could not believe. Like this was the thing keeping you up,
I don't know. People were interested. Well, there's a lot of people that are like, I've never played Minesweeper before. How do you do this? And I was trying I like playing Minesweeper, and I wanted to try and get people. How many people, when they watched me play Minesweeper, how many of you, number one, had never watched or played Minesweeper before, and number two, after watching Minesweeper, had a more understanding point of how to play it? Like, that's kind of what I wanted to get the point of. But
I'm disappointed in myself for recommending it. I was the catalyst. I was like, Minesweeper casually. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. No, please. It was pretty funny. Like, the fact that you were like set on beating like a world record or something to it near the end.
Oh, it wasn't even so much that I wanted to beat a world record. It was just like
Logan.
Logan kept posting times. I'm like, I gotta try and beat that. I gotta try. So,
Star Fox 64 after that. That went pretty smoothly, kinda.
I don't think I died once.
The only problem was that you let Star Wolf,
I did. I
Get
was
away.
frustrated about that. I mean, I still had to anyways, but like, it was frustrating. I really wanted
and
to win.
Pigman was like, hey, your dad died the same way.
Yeah.
Then there's an intermission. I hope you guys all enjoyed the commercial I worked on there.
Was that played that one? I think it was. I thought it was the other one.
The other one was Banjo Night, and then
Oh yeah, Waluigi's Checkpoint Land.
yeah. So hopefully that podcast commercial went well. I I struggled to like
Did you watch
animate that.
Did you watch the Shady Speed commercial I put out?
Carl didn't mention this, but his parents watched the commercials.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so my parents really like watching the commercials that we make for the Game-a-thons and stuff. And I find out later, my dad comes up to me and is like, is this person like really bothering you? Like, do we need to start putting out like an APB or something? For him? I'm like, no, Dad, no. He's my friend. He's just dressing up. It's make believe.
Do you show him the commercials I make?
They watch all of them, so yes.
Oh, then they should know that I do other things besides be a criminal.
That's the funny thing.
You'll have to look back at it, people. But there's this lore where I'm a shady character named Shady Speed, and I what do you call it? I sell bootleg hexagon stuff. So they thought I was a criminal. And you know what, Carl, kind of struck me as like a little scary. The fact that you had me being shot at the end of that commercial.
Oh, that was
Where it's
really
like,
funny.
Gosh, what if I do get gunned down one day?
So yeah. So then afterwards we did. I attempted to do Love. I really wanted to do Love, and that didn't work.
Because the game
I guess so.
That was one of my favorite clips of that that stream, honestly.
So then
and Spyro Night. Sorry, Spyro Night.
So then Spyro came up, and I was really nervous because I wasn't sure how fast I could really do this game, and this was another one that I planned out the route just to. I didn't plan it based off of what the speedrunners did. I planned it more so on just what was
personal,
a decent way to get through this, and I think it worked really well. And I was off by I think 12 minutes. I set it for 2 hours, and it was like 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Unfortunately, I can't add that. So a lot of the games, like Zelda, that one was a fail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Spyro, it was not 100%, so I didn't add that to the list of. There's a pinned message on the Discord.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that during Pikmin.
And then we came to the real struggle. I really hate Yoshi's Story. And I was really frustrated that I had to replay that entire game to beat it.
At the end, you're like, you're going down.
Yeah, I was angry.
Fueled by anger.
So, but I did beat that, and it was great. And then we played some Super Mario World, and that was almost a disaster, but it ended up not being a total disaster.
Yeah.
So I did finish that, and we were all happy.
The Star World was getting to you a little. That's when Katie was at her like her most savage. She was just like, "Wow, can't even beat the level without dying." It's like, I can't believe I am on the end of that too. From her, gotta get back at her. You gotta do that Pikmin race.
Oh no, I would destroy her at that. She has no idea. It's not even so much I want to do a race against her. I just want to see her play Pikmin. I want to be front row the whole time. Even in
a Discord call or a Skype call.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, you sure let them die.
Man,
Sounds like a fun
actually,
stream.
everybody was really savage during Pikmin. Like, I would get a couple people that are like 52, 53.
Me.
That was-
I won. Me.
Oh, hey,
Oh.
Chris, welcome.
Thanks for the sub, Chris.
Um,
And how you doing?
that was the fake psychic too. He was Varuna-ing you.
Yeah, he was.
Gotta dock his pay. Then the intermission happened. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Waluigi Land commercial.
Dude, I love the actual heck. Well,
Welcome to actual heck.
I was just bored and I was like, I want to play Fortune Street, but I don't want to play with anybody. So I just kind of threw it on and I was like, oh, and that was when I learned that you could set every property to be a vacant
lot.
Which is actually really bad and makes the game horrible. I do not recommend ever playing like that. But I found out that because you can set C computers on everybody, that it's really easy to just like abuse the crap, and then abuse the crap out of them, and then I eventually just every plot was a checkpoint.
Waluigi, yeah.
And then I turned the 4 in the middle, and I'm like, I wonder how much I can actually get out of these. I really wish I would have set the goal as a million, because I almost lost that match, believe it or not.
I'd imagine because
Despite the fact that I had 300,000.
Wait, so what was the reason, man?
Because the two of them had stocks in the ones. That
Oh yeah, I noticed that. I noticed
Yeah.
that they still had, and then Luigi was like dead.
Yeah, no, I had Luigi as player too, so I just sat there and controlled him. Just gave Waluigi everything. So I cheated, hands down. I just wanted to do it more for fun.
So what was the other commercial? Again, I'm blanking, even though I said it.
The other commercial was Banjo Night.
Right, that's why. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of Banjo.
Well, you can just go away.
All right, I won't watch the stream. Have fun. I mean, it's just that it doesn't appeal to me. It's not that it's a bad game, and I know that you have a lot of fun playing Banjo, not Dewey, but it's Banjo. Banjo.
All right. So
One of the questions that surprised me, by the way, during the trivia was oh shit, I already forgot. Well, Carl was prefacing me with some of the questions, and the fact that you watched Fully Cooley was pretty surprising. I thought you watched the other one.
You mean FLCL?
Yeah, it's called Fully Cooley.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is. That was. Troy was like really pushing me. He was like really pushing me. He was like, "You need to watch an anime. You need to watch an anime." Here, he literally went out of his way to get me an anime. Like, of anything else that he could have possibly done in his life, he felt that this was the most important thing that had to be done. So he went out of his way to acquire me FLCL to watch. And I didn't watch it. No, I watched. I let it sit for like a month, maybe 2 months, and before I actually watched it.
Did you enjoy it?
It was okay.
I'm not. I don't really like it, but I like it. I really like the animation.
I think my problem is that like
You were forced.
no, it wasn't, because I watched it on my own accord eventually.
Oh, right.
And I just didn't get it. I think that was my problem. Like, there was I just didn't get it.
All right, moving on. Let's not get into it then. let's just move on to Pikmin.
Okay.
I'm dodging you a bullet here. Pikmin was I really enjoyed it for what I could watch, because I think by the end of Super Mario World I had to go to my neighbor's cousins.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, from what I could catch with the negative 144p on my phone, but
Negative
it seemed like you were doing pretty well up until the the Forest Navel, I think.
No, it wasn't the Forest Navel. It was the Distant Spring, specifically the Yellow Wallywogs.
Right. I was gonna mention that for one, you got a couple of glitches happening there, I think, in the Forest Navel.
It was literally the Wallywogs that just like obliterated my Pikmin. After those happened, I kind of got a little bit more reckless with them, but I was kind of I changed my route. Usually, I kind of do like the what what's it called? Forest of Hope, and then the Forest Naval, and then I kind of go back to the Forest of Hope, and then I go to the impact site to kind of grind up Pikmin, and then I go to the Distant Spring. But I decided to wait for the impact site last.
Some of your timing changed too. Like you definitely had a different route in the Forest of Hope because sometimes you couldn't just get to finish a thing.
Yeah, and my the really frustrating thing is that I really wanted. There was a couple parts that were like, I needed an extra 30 seconds and I would have done it, and that happened like 3 or 4 times, and I was really mad that I had to literally load up the map, go over there, grab the part again, come back, and that kills so much time. Like, had I had made those, I would have probably saved a good 30 minutes.
Now, Woot, I want to mention this because Woot was saying the trivia should have been more oriented to the streams of 2018. But do you remember last podcast? We could not recall half the games that we played.
Yeah, and so I just kind of did the trivia based on just like stuff that people. For the most part, there was stuff people would know, stuff people might know, stuff people would have to take a guess that people would be interested to know. Like the anime question, I knew people would probably be really interested in actually knowing that answer. And like I said, that was the big switch question because I put the sound euphonium answer on there. I thought, and I was almost I think everybody voted that. Like everybody,
because you mentioned it, yeah.
And that was when everybody found out that was the incorrect question and FLCL was the answer. Everyone was probably like, "What?"
Dude, I was hoping it was Cowboy Bebop though, because I was like, man.
Oh, that was the other thing. Like, I put in one stupid. I think I put Naruto in there.
Yeah,
and that was like the really big throwaway question or answer. But the other 3, like, I put Cowboy Bebop, I put FLCL, and I put Sound Euphonium. And all 3 of those are music related in a sense. So, like.
Oh, I got one for the next one. The next question is, what is Squall's catchphrase? ... whatever. Put all of them on, and then put like D all of the above.
So, but anyways, getting back to Pikmin.
Pikmin.
Yeah, Pikmin. I beat my old time. I took less Pikmin, so it's one of those things where it's like it's definitely getting better. I keep kind of circulating the thought of maybe doing like once or twice a month, like maybe just running it again.
Dude, I would not be opposed to that. I really enjoy it when you play Pikmin.
Yeah. I think a lot of people like it when I play Pikmin. I don't think anybody would really be opposed to
it. I think the only thing is you don't want it to feel
grinded speedrun.
Yeah. You don't want it to feel like a chore.
Right.
So I think maybe once every other month would be a better or something. I don't know.
And I think it would be funny too because at some point there will be a real catastrophe that just ends up happening.
I still remember the Pikmin night when all those yellow Pikmin jumped off the cliff because you called them into the water.
Oh my god,
that's still my favorite part. and Carl likes to do this too, like where he does a big mistake and it's like none of you guys saw that. And then and then afterwards, someone brings it up and is like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of it. Must have been another Carl, you know. But I think overall Pikmin went pretty well. Unfortunately,
the best set or section of Pikmin Night was the final trial.
Yeah, I missed that for sure.
I did that on one go. I was so proud of myself that I did.
Really? Because typically you take 2 days to do it.
Correct, and I did that in one day. I said I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens, and it happened. That's where I saved I think a killer amount of time.
Yeah, hopefully you can just have a save file and then practice the what do you call it?
The distant spring.
Yeah. Actually, that would be kind of smart. If you need to train for them, have a bunch of save points at difficult sections, and then just kind of grind them out. Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Well, it might hurt because it'll dig into your time, but it won't hurt. And that like the next time you do it, you're like, boom! Look at that. Only 100 Pikmin died, or something. Oh, Carl, did you? I don't think you did that during Pikmin, right? but during the Pikmin run, right, where you just spin the camera.
I think I might have done it a couple times, maybe like once or twice, but I was kind of more focused on my mind was really cooking through that, trying to get everything done as best as possible. I think like the biggest thing I have to get over in order to get a better time is the overwhelming factor. Like every time I go to a new area, I'm overwhelmed because
there's so many things to do.
Yeah, there's so many things, and it's like, where do I start?
So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirby's Dream Land was whatever. I beat it.
But Ice Climber Kirby enjoyed that. I saw like a bunch of clips. I didn't watch them yet, but
yeah,
she was spitting out a bunch of clips. It was pretty cool. And then Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers.
Speed, you're getting. I'm sorry, Speed.
What are they gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do?
Wait.
Hold on, let me load up the revolver here. Ah!
I'm sorry, Speed. I'm going to have to fire you.
What? No way! No way, man! It's never happened to me before. What'd you do exactly?
I played a bomb.
No way, man! I've never been fired before, dude. Okay. So Super Mario Brothers. Come on, stop lying me.
That one was I did really bad. I didn't beat it.
Oh really?
Correct. I spent 40 minutes on it and I didn't beat it. I'm really bad at 8-4 and 8-3.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
In fact, Arino, I mentioned him before. He did a thing at the Budokan even, where he played Super Mario. He had 30 lives, and like he just went through all of them during 8-4. And then what they had to do is they're like, Arino, we are aware of your skill level. That is why, dun dun, we prepared a second Famicom with more lives. He did beat it, but it was pretty funny that he needed another Famicom to boot up. Now, so I should mention, I was out after Pikmin. I did not watch any of the last stuff. So the final countdown. I want to know, how was the Where's an Egg run?
Really bad. It was.
Didn't get the luck.
It was a really bad set of RNG. Like it took me probably 8 to 9 tries to beat that.
So I can't even tell you the. I can't even tell you the games that you played, but
so I started out with Where's an Egg, and then we went straight into E.T. E.T. was a disaster. Like, I could not get that game to work with me for the life of me. Like, it took me.
So you had to skip it?
No, I beat it. I eventually did. It's just it took like 15 to 20 minutes. It was awful. Yeah. And then we got back on track, and then it started to get really good again because I did Haunted House next. Or maybe I did Dragster next.
Boom, Haunted House.
The Dragster was the dumbest thing, but every time I do that, I always laugh.
So is it just you got to the finish line and that's it?
Yeah, that's what I considered beating the game. I got my Dragster across the finish line, and then I was done. And then I did a Haunted House, which took, I think, like a minute and a half to do, which is pretty good, actually.
Boo! Haunted House.
And then boxing was intense.
Oh, you did boxing.
I did boxing.
How many tower games are in this list?
Like a lot, because they were really fast.
Okay.
Boxing, I was losing for a long time, and then I finally got myself back up and
did the Dempsey roll.
It was more of like I just kind of got a few points ahead of him and just kind of backed off and let the clock run out.
Oh wow. That's not Carl-like.
I know. I wanted to beat it, and then I destroyed my opponent in Fishing Derby. Freeway was I achieved 30 plus points, so that was pretty cool. Keystone Capers was pretty good. I accomplished what I needed to do, which was catch something Harry.
Harry Potter?
No, not Harry Potter. He's got a name.
Poopus Removus?
Like Horrible Harry or something.
Would you call me?
I wish I had a bigger list for that because for the games that I played because I'm losing my. We played some Popeye. I beat that. Did I play Popeye? Maybe I didn't play. I think I played Popeye, and then I played some Donkey Kong.
Dolly knows what I'm talking about.
I can't remember. Oh, Barnstormer. That was the dumbest Atari game ever created. You literally fly through 10 barns and then you beat the game.
Did you play B7? Oh, that's Intella.
It's Intellivision.
Coleco.
No, it's Intella.
B17 bomb. The code.
I didn't even think about those games, but maybe next year or this year.
I think we can move on. Just if you have any other honorable mention.
Then we got the last game, which is Putt Putt.
Putt.
I failed.
Really? Right. I watched the end where it was just like Happy New Year.
Yeah. Who woke up during the Happy New Year? Like, oh my god! I did not mean for that to be that loud. Holy crap! When those fireworks went off, I was like, oh my god! People are going down.
It was Dolly.
That was the best.
I got to watch the credits where he was, imagine all the people.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, moving on.
So let's look at this event as a whole. What would you change? And I have a couple of recommendations or ideas.
I think it's really hard to say what I'd like to change in that event because I like the setup of it being 24 hours. I thought that was a really cool way to go about that. It's an event that I knew wasn't going to be something that everybody was probably gonna. My intention was that I was hoping for a lot of people to kind of join in and join out throughout the day. So like people that are awake during 6 to 10 a.m. would kind of join in during then, and then like people that are awake between 2 to 5 or you get what I'm saying. So like,
what was the height of viewership? Because I thought honestly it was Minesweeper.
It might actually have been Minesweeper.
Which was weird. I thought Pikmin would have been it.
Pikmin got I think we got 20 people around Pikmin.
It's pretty cool. It definitely doesn't match up to the others in terms of like a high viewer count, but it does match up in terms of unique viewers, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at the total viewers that came and watched, and it was 475, I think, like throughout the day. So. Jeez.
It was. I should mention it was pretty sad during the break where where you took a nap, because it was just like me and Varuna going, "Hey, what's up?" You can even watch the VOD. You probably just see us having like a small conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a nap, and then I ended up not taking a nap. I played Smash. Could have taken a nap during that. So I was actually running on about 2 hours of sleep for that whole New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Myself. If you stick around, people, we'll give you permissions for hexagons.
So to get I set my the permission levels. You have to kind of like I look at it as whoever just kind of chats in Discord more often as like you earn the permission to be able to post that kind of stuff. It's a trust level more so than it is. So just.
Yeah, we had a little discussion where someone posted something and like I was like I was the bomb guy, I was like creeping in on the link, seeing if there was something disagreeable,
Yeah.
Malware, Thankfully it was good, but it did set the precedent that maybe we should have this, for manual use.
Yeah.
So back to the New Year's Showdown. How do you feel about a less of a schedule and more of just doing what you want to do?
Yeah, you could probably DM me. That's fine. Anyways, so my thoughts for the next one is I'd like to get maybe more people involved in it. So I was thinking about maybe having races, doing it. Like I would still finish the game, but like it'd be kind of just an interesting like for Luigi's Mansion, maybe I'd race Brian, maybe Chris. We could do a quick rundown of Super Mario Sunshine, so just the 7 shines from each level, and then final boss, that kind of thing. That way, we're not playing the game for hours, and just kind of keep going. Maybe get Katie to do like a Link to the Past run or something like that. Just getting different things to kind of go along with it.
I was kind of bad-mouthing you, Carl, and I apologize, but about Sonic Adventure 2. But I'm also curious if I could actually beat you, because I don't know, that game was a majority of my childhood, I'd like to think, deep down, because like I would spend so much time in the Chow Garden, dude. And I was like, I gotta keep doing City Escape for the unicorn in the top of the little ledge thing,
Yeah.
I kept grinding those animals.
Tom wants to take you on in Sonic Adventure 2.
I'll take you on in Cyber Justice. I keep telling Tom, let's do it. We're gonna go Cyborg Justice. Everyone was a fan of that, right? That was probably the deadest time of the stream. Everyone was pretty excited when Veruna and I were playing Don't Starve, and then Tom unfortunately got in the time where everyone was like, "Yeah, I gotta take a nap. I'm asleep."
Whoa, Mogar's trash talking Brian. Brian, you gonna take that?
Ooh,
Dang.
Look at all these talks of trash. Speaking of trash, I don't have a joke.
Trash Tuesday's dead.
Yeah.
So,
but overall, I think the New Year's went pretty well. What other changes would you do?
I would maybe consider just dropping it back down. Like I like the 12 hours to 24 hours might be the best way of going about it. I just don't know. It's something that I have a year now to think about it, so it'll be harvesting in my mind for the next time we do this.
I do think personally I prefer 12-hour streams, and we were talking about this too. The fact that there's so many people out on New Year's, I think, was a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
But what would be a better day? It's like, the Arbor Day.
Oh, that would be terrible. No,
Welcome to the Arbor Day Showdown.
Well, I did it on New Year's Eve just specifically because I wanted. Like, it was kind of more of an event for people to kind of drop in and drop out when they please. So, I did a lot of different. It was really varietized. So, not everybody likes Kirby and not everybody likes Mario, all kind of stuff. So,
who liked Rugrats? Everyone raise your hand. I thought so. I don't know why you put that on that list. Like, that thing stuck out like a sore thumb. Also love, but I mean, I know Kuso enough to,
I liked Rugrats.
Birthday
thank you very
Showdown.
much.
Carl does stuff on his birthday.
See, Evie raised his hand. Suck it.
I don't. Okay.
Brian raised his hand. Suck it.
Okay. Wait, was Brian even around for the freaking Rugrats?
I don't think so.
I think he's a big liar. I want people to raise his hand. That way I could slap him across the face. You weren't even there for the event.
Oh, Brian was there. You're getting shut down.
Well, I'm just mentioning it. Brian, what was the color of Tommy Pickles' nose hair? I don't know. I couldn't think of a trivia answer.
It's purple.
All right, yeah, there we go.
Because Stu's hair is purple.
Stu.
And then if you watch Rugrats all grown up, you would know.
Dang, you know what, Carl? Add that to like one of the things, because I played that PC game. Did you know that there's a PC game for all grown up?
Do I want to know?
It's like a poop, but I was gonna say the bad word there. It's a terrible platformer, but it's quick to beat. I think it probably took me like 30-40 minutes. I don't remember. It sucks though, and it's not worth doing. But I mean, if you do it, it'll be a treat, I guess.
Yeah,
it will be a unique experience. So, when Sneakers is that going to be on the New Year's Showdown next week?
God no.
Why not?
No, it's terrible.
When are you playing it then, huh? I've been waiting this for 3 darn months now. for sneakers. I think 3. No,
We'll
October.
We'll
Even
get to it. It's just calm down. We'll get to it.
All grown up stunk, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with that.
It was.
All right. So, I think we're done with the New Year's Showdown. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We could talk lightly about Banjo before we,
Oh, Banjo Night?
Yeah.
Well, we could do that night. I really don't know how long to beat really quick just to see how long sneakers takes.
I'll do it too. Here we go. Sneakers. No one has run it.
I know.
Oh, no one has run it. There's no time.
No one has run it.
Wait, look on speed. I'm gonna look on speedrun. Speedrun.com. Sneakers. Everyone's asking for Octodad. And there's a little bit of a curse of asking to do a game because when Carl actually does it, it's on a day that no one can watch it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, there is actually a speedrun.com for sneakers.
How long?
I'm trying to look. There is one run. Beat the first level. What? Beat the first level is a speedrun thing for 28 minutes. Any percent empty. No runs. Well, Carl, it's time for you to shine.
I guess.
Dominate the speed run.
Maybe nobody's beating this game.
See, everyone get hyped up. Everyone, come on.
No, you really don't want this game.
Sneakers. Octodad.
God.
Seals, you know all that. Okay, I just want to mention real quick, before we, I don't know, are we actually going to do the other topic? What was the other topic? Oh, right. You want to do that? Or I have a quick announcement.
So we started the podcast at 9:30, so I think we would have enough time to go through that.
All right. Oh, what's 9:30 to you? To me?
It's 40 minutes from now.
Oh, okay. So.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay. So, I wanted to mention the anniversary for Speedy Sundays is happening next week. Now, I'm putting myself on the fire, and so is Carl, in regards to what we play. In the suggestion box, you could put games that you'd like us to see play. I'm going to collect all those into a poll and then let you guys vote. Now, unfortunately, Carl has put down CSGO, so we have to do that.
Yeah, that's
and also Minecraft is actually kind of a thing that people have been wanting, so that's also going to be on there. But if you guys have any other games, as long as we both have it, that might be a little difficult to check, but just toss it out and we'll see. You know, hey, doll, you shut your darn mouth. We're not playing Fire Speed. But once we get all those together, we'll play it. We don't know if we'll have a podcast. It depends on the game. And if we do CSGO, I think we'll have Brian an evening in there too, a little fun. We won't do online comp though or anything. We'll be doing local servers because with CSGO, you can't avoid someone saying a bad word or having a bad avatar or a bad username.
It's not that. It's Speed just doesn't want to play competitive.
Let me find the friggin' message that you sent me, because you sent me. We can do non-comp CS:GO. Brian can host now.
Yeah, I said
today at 3:02.
I said that because you didn't want to play competitive.
Okay, fine. I did not want to play competitive. But yeah, drop us a line in the suggestion box. In fact, there are people already doing that. Half-Life 2. I don't know if I have Half-Life. I missed out on the winter sale because it was like $13 for the Valve.
There is multiplayer Half-Life 2, I think.
Oh my god! Could someone please suggest a 2 for it?
Wait, what? 2 for it?
Yeah, just 2 for it for 2 hours.
Oh god, no. No, that's no good.
What's better, 2 for it or Minecraft? Who knows?
Minecraft easily.
But that is gonna be it's gonna be a weird day. I hope you guys enjoy that. Please drop us a line in the suggestion box. I'll I'll probably be compiling all the requests around. I'm gonna say Thursday or Friday on the 11th or 10th. Is probably the ideal time to have all those collected. So if you guys think of things to post, put it under the suggestion box, and we might play it. You know, it depends. Okay. We'll move on to the last topic for today, Carl. Introduce it. No, it's my idea.
Okay, so there's my mouse. Okay, our last topic for today is more of a how would I just define it? More of a random question with lots of topics to answer, and it is I wrote it down as places to live in video games. Like, where would be your favorite place to live in a video game? Speed. I think you took it more so of just in video games, and general can count too.
Yeah.
Okay. So our answers may skew a little bit here since I read the question wrong, I guess.
But no, I don't need an answer. Well, I'll give you a general answer, but what I was gonna mention, it can't be a place like Animal Crossing. I mean, or The Sims. You know, it's gotta be something like the Far Post Outpost or something. You know, the Forest Naval. I don't know where you want to live.
So Speed forgot to mention this as an answer because that's one of my answers here.
Well, I don't know. It's just kind of I think it's an easy answer. That's why I mention it.
But I
should have mentioned it.
It's still a fictional. Well, let's get to it then. I put Animal Crossing Town.
Boss.
So let's debate this and argue it.
Brian put 2 4.
2 4. No, I mean it's a I kind of a lot of these I put on here. I actually thought out in a sense of like. Because I put a question later, and that's something we'll get to down the road, I think. I put the question of where would you like to explore? Because I was thinking about a lot of these, and a lot of the places that I would have put down initially to live, I thought about them, and I'm like, nah, it'd be a bad place to live. I'd probably just like to explore it more so.
Yeah.
So, it's a really, I think, more driven question of, like, why does this place make it a solid place to live? And Animal Crossing Town, I mean, the game is based off of living in a town, so you're.
That's why I thought it was an easy answer, and that's why I was trying to think.
But I'm kind of looking more. So in the it's like the most peaceful and relaxing place you could ever be, and some people hate that, so it would probably be not everybody's go-to answer. So I think it kind of justifies itself in being a place that you would want to live. It's a simple life, and you fish, you go hunt bugs, you do events that happen maybe a few times a month.
You play instruments in your
you play
windowed room.
You go play games. You just do what you want. It's great. So yeah, I vote Animal Crossing Town as one of mine. Your turn.
Yeah, I'm not against it, Carl. I'm just saying it's really like I could have said Forget Me Not Valley from Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. A Wonderful Life, I should mention. Because it's a quaint, little hovel in a valley where, you go fishing, you raise your crops, you get married, you spend time at the bar, I don't drink that's problematic. That's a quaint life too, but I was thinking more like. So I should have mentioned this. I'm sorry that I didn't. But I was thinking more locations that your character wouldn't live in. Like I'm
thinking.
I don't know, like an NPC town, like I don't know, Toad Town. Well, no, hold on.
Well, I'm thinking more so like myself, like my actual physical self. Like if I had to live there, that's where I'm kind of basing my selections on. And it's a question that's kind of oblong in itself because the answers can kind of change the outcome of how you lived your life there. So
yeah, so like let's both say Mother Base. Wait, no, it gets destroyed.
Actually,
oops.
I didn't actually put down Mother Base. I thought about it and then I said, nah, I don't feel like.
I would not want to live there. I mean, there's a disease going around, a vocal parasite. No thanks, boss.
Plus, I think Mother Base. I based on my list, and this is more.
You would get punched by Big Boss so many times.
Shut up.
No, I mean if you lived in Mother Base, You know,
Yeah,
as
it wouldn't be a good time. Like I don't recommend it actually.
getting beat up. Thanks, boss.
So yeah, I did not put Mother Base.
All right.
Um,
Next, what else you got,
well,
boss?
did you actually put down Mother Base?
No.
Okay, so-
I didn't write a list, but I have a good idea. So, one is Flanor from Tales of Symphonia. It's this kind of wintry town. Unfortunately, there was a big like a sickness there, but it looks really nice. I'd love to live in an area that's a little like I don't know, secluded, snowy a little, contrasting, California.
I wish
Um,
I knew what that place looked like.
oh, let me send you a picture.
I've never played
Picture,
Tales of
boss.
Symphonia or any of
No,
the-
don't worry about it, Chief.
I guess it's technically the Tales series.
Yeah. A good picture that isn't just a fan picture. It's. You can probably just Google it. This is a cutscene here, but that's it's not. I don't think it's quite indicative of how the town looks. I guess this is a little more accurate. It's a little what do you call it? European, I guess, looking. It looks like Bloodborne except nice, as in like a nice place to live.
It looks like just some generic winter town.
Well, the events that happen there too, kind of. I don't know. It's just cozy looking, you know. I'm sorry, you don't like my answer.
I don't know. It was just like I looked at the top one and I'm like, huh, that looks like a picture of like Santa's village or something. Or
Yeah,
some-
that's why I'm saying that's just the anime one, or
Yeah. The
You,
picture.
you just have to walk around it in the game.
Yeah, I suppose so. The picture below it looks a lot better though. Makes it more.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hit me with another one.
All right. Let me just back up. My phone likes to turn itself back off a lot. I put down Tucson.
Oh, I was just gonna get. What happened to the link? I just noticed it. I was gonna mention Foresight or something, but like I knew you were gonna have like a Earthbound answer. I think.
Yeah, so I put down Tucson of all the cities within Earthbound. It's probably the more odder one to pick. Well, even though it's an even number, but yeah, they can't live in no net. There's way too many roadblocks. No, Tucson. I think oddly enough, the thing that gets me the most in Tucson is Berglund Park, and how they have basically a swap meet out there.
Yeah.
Or for we call them flea markets here. I think you guys call them swap meets on the east and west coast.
Yeah, we actually do call them swap meets here.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I really like, going to flea markets and swap meets and stuff. It's a real joy every time I go. I go to the one in Rosemont, Illinois. When summer's around, it's the best place I find most of my games. I usually do better there than when I go out like garage sailing itself. So, but I like that environment, and I think like it'd be the cool place where it's like if I don't like go there constantly to shop, I'd like to just hang out there a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, and when every time I got to Tucson and Earthbound, there was something about it just felt so homely and nice, like it more homely and nice than Onet. You get to 3 and it's like, all right, zombies are here, and then when you wake up 3, it's like, all right, well, everybody's just kind of overcoming the disaster that just happened. I can't see myself living with Mr. Saturn's, and I'm not the biggest city person. The Forsyth would be okay, but I never have a good time in Forsyth, so. And you could just keep going and going and going. I'm not a desert person, and I'm not the biggest tropical person, I guess. Like, summers would not do it for me either. So, and the rest of the
You kind
places
of like a more just like homely environment, as in like it's a little suburban kind of.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's definitely my one of my picks is Tucson for sure.
I've never lived in a big city, so I was just curious if like I would like Foresight or not. But that's not what I was gonna. I was actually thinking about it too. Other places that are kind of more weird. I think it'd be cool if we kind of changed away from cities too. But for now, I'm gonna mention Skyloft. I don't know why. Just Skyloft seems like a really cool place to be.
Like Skyward Sword, right?
Yeah, the only thing is like I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared of heights.
Yeah, I don't, like that's. I would say that's a pretty decent pick. I don't understand how those people can be like, make sure you have your loft wing or else. Oh.
And the fact that that's a tradition too, jumping off a cliff and then running your bird. But I don't know, like as just like a merchant, like it also has like a bazaar thing, a bazaar. It has like a swap meet kind of area looking thing. And then it has the academy. It just seems like a quaint place to live, but also, scary. The fear of death, especially if you had family there. You gotta keep your eyes on your child the whole time, a lot more than these other locations, I feel.
Yeah.
Right, hit me with it.
They're just gonna walk. Oh, that would be wow. No, I could dig that answer.
All right, good.
Okay, so the next one I put down, I put down Olivine City from Pokemon.
I did not think of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Shoot, how could I not have thought of that?
And I know I said that I didn't like the tropical places, and I kind of think that Olivine is more so like an all-weather kind of port and beach and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I like more. I like I like lighthouses, oddly enough. Weirdest thing that really kind of drives me to that place. I'm also a big steel Pokemon user, so that kind of like jams where I'd be a good like sub trainer to I think it's Jasmine that's the gym leader there. So
kind of forgot at the moment.
So yeah, I think that would be a pretty solid place for me to like hang out in.
Yeah, I like it. Oh man,
and there's a beach right there, so I could when it's summer out, I can go to the beach, and when it's winter out, it's all right.
I'm gonna shoot these out because I actually can't think right now. 3 Lumios looks pretty cool to live in, like going to a cafe and all that. Jubilife also, I think would be a pretty cool place to live in.
Jubilife.
Yeah, from Pearl.
Okay.
Or is it just a more weird answer? Oh, and then I don't know. I like Sutopolis, honestly. It looks kind of pretty cool place to live. Even though I wouldn't say it's my favorite town. I just kind of like how it looks. How it's all like rocky and kind of corally looking.
Yeah.
I want to live in Nuts and Bolts World.
That's an awful idea.
Let's live in Lavender Town. Let's go, Carl.
No, that's a terrible idea too.
Boop, 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 boop.
Actually, Lavender Town wouldn't scare me. It's just it's such a weirdly placed town. And it's like, nah, I'll pass.
I think this is a weird thing to mention, but I think Lavender Town would fit Johto's setting more because it was more like Kanto doesn't really have a theme. I think unless they keep updating it, it's not really like emblematic of a certain location as much as these other ones are as of recent. Like Johto is super Japanese, I think. Like I mean, where Ho-Oh is and all that's pretty Japanese, I think.
Yeah. Oh, what's it called? I forget.
Kalos is wait.
Kalos is French, I thought.
5. Wait, no, Unova is 5. Sorry. Yeah, Kalos is French. Kalos is Unova.
Unova is American, New York.
Yeah. I don't really have an idea of what 3 is though, Gen 3. Because Gen 4 is also kind of like a mix between America and other places.
You mean Hoenn?
No. Oh yeah, Hoenn. Yeah, no, I'm talking about Sinnoh too, though. Talking about both of those. They kind of.
My guess is they're probably also Japanese somewhere. Maybe like Sinnoh might be like Sinnoh's got the big volcano there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Sinnoh is kind of more Tokyo, and then Johto is more Kyoto.
You mean okay?
Oh man, what are other good places to live? Do you have more? Because I actually didn't.
Somebody,
I thought of Flanor, and then I was like, "This is gonna hang us, right?" I was like, "Nah, it's not."
somebody didn't come prepared, I guess.
Oh wait, I do got some more. Never mind.
All right. So the next one that I put on my list here was Magic Crafters from Spyro. It's a very, very unique place to look at every time, and
Yeah. Okay. I'm good. I'm glad you had answers like that.
because now keep in mind that I'm basing this off of more so not having enemies being a problem and being obnoxious, more so of just like in a more peaceful environment of the sort. But like, it'd be cool to live there, would it not? Like, if everybody kind of got along and all the magic and whatnot,
They got along.
like, it'd be cool, you know. Like, come on, you would. Who wouldn't go on the big supercharger ramp thing and just like run down that a couple times just to try it out? Then you get like maybe a plane or something and kind of fly through all the different levels. Like, it'd be so cool. It's such a unique place. I don't know.
I don't disagree. It's actually like I think it's a weird pick. But I mean I was thinking of some weird picks too. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I got a weird pick right now. I just remembered what it's called. So how do I go about this? Imagine if you were the size of Olimar. Here we go. I was gonna say Wistful Wild.
Oh God, really?
That's the autumn level, right?
Yeah.
You know what I don't like about California? Autumn is still basically summer. And I really like the way fall looks. All the leaves changing red. So fall in California is just winter. So
Or
I don't know.
summer.
I'd like to experience more fall. Like actual fall.
I don't.
Just
really,
me.
I don't really care for the. I don't know. Maybe I do kind of care for the fall. Well, yeah, no, I like fall and winter a little
It's
bit.
my
better.
birthday.
I don't know. I'm indifferent about seasons.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Chief.
Except for,
Well, I guess you do have to worry about winter. Yeah.
except for
most.
spring. I usually get sick in spring.
I mean, it's the trend. Isn't it just summer all that? Well, it's to Carl, yeah. I mean, he can deal with the 50 degree temperature here, no problem. But living in mostly
Dude,
90 degree,
I
and
was-
then
I was talking to Logan, and he was like, "It's really cold out." So I look at, I'm like, "What's the temperature of Georgia right now?" And then it's like 50 degrees. I'm like, Logan, I put on a light jacket.
it's
when it was
all
50.
relativism, though. You're used to it because you live in it. Like, and I'm kind of used to just 100-degree weather because I have to accept it.
So
50 is nothing.
okay, so moving on here. My next pick that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 left to go here of just different picks. So my next pick that I put down, and you guys are gonna love this one,
All right,
is I
I'm
put
ready.
down the city from Kirby Air Ride. I thought about this for a second.
City Trials.
Yes, I thought about the city trial for a second. I'm like, I don't know about this one. Then I thought about it some more. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to just like go to work on an air ride? Like you just like get out and you hop on your air ride. You maybe like get a couple power ups on the way there, and then you go to work and you come back out and it's like everybody's just air riding everywhere. It'd be so cool, I think.
But then you'd have those jerks that go spin into you.
Yeah, okay. But like it's all right because you could just get another air ride somewhere because they just keep falling out of the sky. It works out. Like everybody's happy. And then at the end of the week, then you have like the event that they have. So then it's
and
it could be like a drag race, or it could be
a meteor, Carl.
yeah, a meteor.
Come on.
A random tower just might show up out of nowhere. I don't know.
And then at the end of it, you gotta fight, King Dedede.
But there is no risk of dying. It's just you just have a bad day, I guess. Is all.
A bad day.
Yeah.
Man, like you come home from a stream, before streaming, you're like, man, earlier today, like this guy on a friggin' Chinese takeout lunchbox thing just blasted through my Dark Star, You would have quite the day, I think. And then people who work there, they would hate it because they'd wake up. Oh boy! I hope no one broke the star again to get the power ups.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a good place to live. I agree.
See,
Now.
it's a good place to live.
I'm down.
it'd
But where
always
would
be
your
interesting.
house be?
I don't know. I was thinking
In the
about
forest
that.
thing or in the volcano?
Well, you know where it definitely would not be? In one of those buildings that you could, like, when you get enough weight and offense, and then, like, you get an achievement for doing it, too. Like,
Oh, breaking down all the
yeah, one of those houses,
things.
no way. Because everybody would, your house would just be down every day. You'd come home from work and be like, oh.
Man, imagine living in World 1-1 in Mario.
That would be awful. No, it's terrible. No. It's just empty blockless land with
Plumber came up to my fort, pulled down my flag, and then ate all my, mushrooms. Dino Blade's going crazy again.
I love that.
Dude, that's a funny answer. I need to think of more funny answers.
Or,
I got a weird one though.
or you wake up and then over the intercom, everything's bouncing.
Wow.
Or it's like, the rail systems are all simultaneously on fire. Please do not light them all on fire at the same time. Every day would be unique.
It would be. It'd be too crazy though. I think too. It's like, oh boy, this dude just threw a bomb at my building. Or Gordo just stabbed my,
Yeah.
And you like to live on the edge.
Yeah, sometimes,
All right, I got a weird one. This one's a little obscure. Boktai 2. You know Boktai, right?
Oh, very vaguely.
There's a sequel. I don't think you use the Sun radar for the 2 and 3. I don't recall. Or not. Yeah, there's a 3. I forgot. But they become less stealth, more action. Anyway, there's a town called San Miguel, the city of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's Django's hometown, and I don't know why it appeals to me. It's like it's basically dead until you fix it. Like there's so many dead things around. There's a bunch of vines creepy all around. But once you get it, booted up, you got a lot of nice citizens. You got this nice little coffin store you could hang out in. You could hang out at the clock tower to change the time. And there are houses. There are houses in the game too. And then you could, after a long day of work, you head over to the inn. I don't know. It kind of just appeals to me because I do like Boktai as a whole. And also, you know what? I think that's when they started adding Snake as a cameo appearance. So I think once you save Snake from this little zombie thing, the books, I forget what they're called. He starts to sell you stuff, I think. I don't recall too well, but Snake is in the game, and you can hang out with him. And that's the way I don't have to deal with Mother Base, Just live in a world of vampires, I guess, is the safer option. Costa del Sol. I was thinking of FF7 worlds, and I was like, I was gonna say Midgar, but then I remembered what happens. I remembered what happens in Midgar, and I'm like, wait, everyone's dead. Never mind.
I was thinking about Final Fantasy places too, and Final Fantasy 7 came up, and I was like, no, all these places are just depressing.
What about FF8? Because there's a lot of
I was gonna put out stuff on. I have actually one, but I didn't want to say it because I'm doing the playthrough right now.
Oh, I see. What about Timber at least? Is Timber a good place to live?
I don't personally like Timber myself. If I had to pick a place to live, I'd pick the Fisherman's Horizon though.
I'd pick Delling, honestly, because as long as on the radio station they got would you live in Wispy Woods?
No.
Okay.
Why would I live in a tree? Oh, that's Woody. Never mind. No, that's Wispy.
Yeah, but I don't know. The mouth is the door. You can come in. Got this nice little, cabin. I don't know. I was thinking of any Kirby places would be a nice scenic area, and you know what? I was actually thinking what was it? Ice cream.
Ice Cream Island.
Yeah, or grape vineyard.
I don't. The problem with the Kirby places is that like they're super. Every time I play Kirby, and this is another jab at Kirby, even though I love Kirby. They're super generic, and they don't like pop out as like a unique place. Like if you think of Mario, you can think of like the Mushroom Kingdom or a couple of other different things.
I was just thinking Twilight Town and
I have that on my list too.
nice. That is such a cool place to live. Everything's spooky.
Wait, no.
Everyone's
Different
whispering
Twilight Town.
at you.
I have the other Kingdom Hearts Twilight Town.
Oh, dude, I was actually had Traverse Town on my mind.
I thought about Traverse Town, but like Traverse Town is just weird. I don't understand it.
Because people just die in front of you when you
it's
enter a door.
No, it's just more of it's like people just come here when their worlds die. So like everybody's gonna be like depressed, I would imagine. Have you seen some of those faces of those people? They're just like,
And then Squall's there, and he's like, whatever.
yeah, pretty much. So like that's why I would say no to Traverse Town. At least Twilight Town, like everybody just kind of seems like they're having a happy-go-lucky day. They do all their chores. They make some decent money. There's a lot of street shows. Some people take their sword and they get the cart all the way to the top as fast as possible. And then at the end, they all have sea salt ice cream on top of the clock tower. And apparently one day Roxas fell off the tower and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Chris's friend, I'm kind of plugging them. Their name's Pocket Belt. I watched them because they're actually streaming the whole Kingdom Hearts thing.
What?
In fact, yesterday they were doing 358 2 days. They were watching the movie of that.
Oh.
And I'm like, do you hate yourself? Do you really hate? He even did Chain of Memories. Oh, I would live in the Winnie the Pooh world. I would live in 100 acre.
Wait, like so they're playing through the whole game, or they're just watching it all?
They're playing the whole thing,
Okay.
but the thing is, you don't on the what do you call it, the story so far.
Mm-hmm.
They cut down those games into just cutscenes.
Right.
So on that stream, I assume he was just watching that.
I need to get into Birth by Sleep at some point soon here.
I changed my mind. I agree with you. Twilight Town's the place to be.
Yeah.
It's just that I was thinking of. I like the way Traverse Town looks more than Twilight.
I'd
'cause
really
it's in the
like.
night.
I'd really like it if Twilight Town was always like if every day was that golden Twilight look, like then it'd be perfect. I know it's not, but I'd like to just think it'd be.
Twilight Town though also it has a lot more mystery to it than Traverse Town. I feel in terms of like what's going on, like what is real and what isn't, kind of gets broken by how Roxas interacts with things.
Yeah. And you spend a lot more time, I think, in Twilight Town than Traverse Town. Just kind of.
It's like you might as well live in Silent Hill at that point.
Like Traverse Town, I just feel like is just there, and I think that's kind of the same thing they felt when they made Traverse Town and Kingdom Hearts 1. They were just like, well, this place is here.
I wouldn't live on Destiny Island though. If we're talking about the mainline places.
No, that place is too tropical, I think.
Yeah, let's live at the end of the world.
Yeah. Hollow Bastion.
Now, I don't understand how people live in Hollow Bastion. Everything is just disaster, and Sephiroth's there, and then the Tron level. Ugh. That was our Kingdom Hearts discussion again. We've come full circle.
I have 3 more if we want to keep going here.
Yeah, go through all 3 of yours. I'm still thinking.
All right, so my next one. Provided that the flood do not show up ever, I'd like to live on the Halo ring. I know this is a little more generic of a point, but like, I don't know. Every time I look at who doesn't go on when you guys play, whoever plays Halo in the chat, you can't tell me that like every environment in Halo just like looks beautiful. Like it just never seems to rain or anything, And then when it snows, it's like that nice, perfect looking snow. It's not like this sucks snow. So I think anywhere you put a house or something on Halo, you're gonna have a good time provided the flood don't show up. If the flood don't show up, then it's no bueno.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say the freaking Ishimura. I was like, what?
Oh God.
What? Well, you want to live there?
No, it's okay.
That's good though. I didn't really play much Halo, unfortunately, because I didn't have an Xbox. As much as I played probably Halo Reach the most.
That's a weird game to play out of all of them. I think everybody should at least give Halo 1 a try.
I like Halo Reach though. I like the sandbox mode. In fact, my my Xbox Red Winged because we were playing like 4 people on a Halo Reach messing around with a house that we made.
So,
keep going.
my next choice is Rubicava from Grim Fandango. I like port towns for some reason, and I like the vibe that kind of as long as people aren't killing everybody left and right, which it didn't really happen too much in Rubicava, but like
got sprouted, son.
yeah, I think one person got sprouted, but
that was the boss, right? Your boss, I thought it was.
No,
or was that not?
Well, that was in El Muero.
Oh, okay.
But see, Brian wants to play Grim Fandango now. He's like, man, I'll play that game. It's a good game.
You know what? That reminds me. I thought of another place, Wakeport.
Well, and see, here's the other thing about Rubicava. You could go live with Glottis. Go hang out. You go ride in the Bone Wagon and whatnot. It'd be perfect.
Would you? So, but okay. If you live there, are you already dead? Are you already omoewa moshinderu'd?
I would probably say yes. Otherwise, you're just gonna stick out. Or you could be a demon like Glottis. But yeah,
would sprouting hurt you? You think if you're alive?
I mean,
like it's a gun. I guess. I mean,
it's more of like a no. I mean, Manny kind of when he got sprouted, he was like, "Oh, this sucks. This pain out.
This sucks, bro."
So.
It sucks, bro.
I would say you'd probably be dead. Yes, you'd probably be a skeleton.
I just mentioned it. Wakeport from because you mentioned port towns. I was like, oh wait, that's a good one. Wakeport is pretty cool. It's a little more tropical than you'd like, but I think it's a pretty quaint vacation spot. Now that I think about it, there's a lot to do. I wouldn't live in Bean Kingdom though. When being a bean puts me off.
I don't like the Bean Kingdom at all.
It's like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna eat my beans in front of these bean people?
Well, you have Chocola Cola soda.
Where's my coffee? I don't drink much coffee, but I mean,
and see, I don't like coffee, so
I know.
Wouldn't like no.
And some Bowser's Inside Story and Partners in Time didn't really have any, standout places to live in.
They really did.
Personally.
I thought about Partners in Time and I was like, I can't remember one place in that game. I like the game, but I can't remember anything from it.
But yeah, that I like Wakeport. I just like how I guess it is because it's pretty tropical there, but not. I don't know. It's a vacation spot. I don't know if I'd live in there though. Now I think about it. I'd like to visit it. I guess that's a place I'd like to explore. There we go. Sorry, my bad. You got one more, right, Carl?
I do have one more. This one, I guess, technically would not be a video game, but it kind of still applies to it, I think. The last one I'd like to live like in a Star Trek universe, like on a starship, but not the Enterprise. I don't know.
Yeah, no way you'd want to live on that.
They work way too much. No, not gonna be a part of that.
Live on Zap Brannigan's ship.
No, that's okay. I don't know.
Remember the windmill thing where it's like, all right, just keep going at the same speed, and then the ship gets cut in half, and Zap's like, so how many did we lose? And Kip's like, all of them. Between the Enterprise and whatever the Zap Brannigan ship is, I think you better bet on the Enterprise, unfortunately.
No, I mean, the Enterprise would... Well, no, I've seen one of the Enterprises... Well, a couple of the Enterprises actually blew up at some point, but... yeah, no, I'm talking more like a smaller kind of ship. Maybe like a, I don't know, 50-person crew kind of ship. Like, there's a little bit of a community, but not too
FTL.
No. That'd be a no zone. So, but yeah, that's my general list. I think. I mean, there's others out there, but it's kind of all the ones I came up with in the hours that I thought about it.
I thought of one. Would you live in Rogueport?
I thought about that too. I like the port. However, that place is a huge dump, and it seems like everybody's just getting stuff stolen. Like I'd try to walk somewhere, and then I'd step on a contact lens, and it'd just be like, no bueno.
What about Posh Heights then? Poshley Heights?
Too expensive.
Oh, okay. Too expensive.
Too expensive.
But
No, and I don't mean that like, you know, I couldn't afford it kind of expensive. I mean more of just like, I don't know, everybody is just too expensive. I'm not the expensive life person. Like if I had $1 billion, I'd still walk around in jeans and a t-shirt and be okay with that. And I like there's just, I'm not about that expensive life, and I feel like everybody there is about that expensive life. Like they have to have all these resilient things about themselves, and it's just not me. All right, Evie, thanks for dropping by. Have a
I
good night.
thought of a couple more places. I'd love to go back to this topic later. Like I don't know, maybe 10 episodes from now, because I think it's a really fun topic. Just thinking about locations in general. I thought of two. This one you won't know. Kavok in Atelier Iris.
No idea.
It's like a trade town. It's very like I guess Japanese European is the best way to put it. I can't find a good picture of it though to show it to you. But basically it's like a trade town, a fancier looking town, but not too fancy. Like it looks livable. Unfortunately, that's the best picture I could find of it. It's and then another one is Hoto Step or Hoto, I forget what it's called, from Dragon Quest. It's between Dragon Quest 11, but it was between that or Heliodor. Those are pretty notable locations in the game. Hoto Step is like this very Japanese looking location, but what I like about it is that everyone, oh, that picture is actually too large.
Wow.
What I like about it is everyone speaks in like haiku or like a poetic nature. So it's like blossom,
Later,
cherry
Dolly.
blossoms ring, you know, and then.
Thanks for dropping by.
But what doesn't ring is my sails. You know, they talk in this poetic prose, and it's kind of cool. I don't know. I wish a whole town would talk the same way, like to that degree.
I don't know if I could handle that.
Because you'd have to do it too. I guess that's
yeah,
the
pretty
problem.
much. And I'd be thinking way too much on that. I'd have to like.
You'd have to write them
I'd
down.
I'd
the
have
night
to wake
before.
up and like spend an hour. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right. If I see this person, I have to say it like this. If I see this person, I have to say it like this. And then just no.
Autumn brings good fortune. Speed is fired.
Wait, yeah, you're fired because autumn brings good fortune. Oh, no, you're right. You're still fired.
Big, unfortunate. Big. No. So they don't speak in haiku. They just speak in like poetic prose.
Okay.
So you don't have to think of the syllables. Innsmouth from Call of Cthulhu? No! Everyone's creepy there, dude. No way, man. Looks like everyone has fun there, though. Depending on the game that you're playing of Call of Cthulhu. Am I thinking of the right thing? It is Innsmouth in Cthulhu series, right? Am I asking the right guy, even? I don't know.
No, I don't know anything about Call of Cthulhu.
And, you know, since you mentioned Animal Crossing, I did mention Harvest Moon. I would like to live in almost any town in Harvest Moon. They're so quaint.
They look nice.
Except,
I have to get into Harvest Moon.
That'll be my recommend. No one will vote for it, but I'll put it on the list. Put it on the poll.
What about Rock Bottom?
I can't understand your accent.
I'm Carl 101, and I shall forever be Carl 1001, and this is the Carl 101 show.
Oh.
I don't think I could do Rock Bottom.
I can't do Bikini Bottom either. Everyone dies.
Yeah,
There's so many dead people.
it would be a challenge to live in Bikini Bottom.
Living in any cartoon city would be a hassle. Like, imagine living in what's a terrible place to live in? The cul-de-sac in Ed and Eddie. Would be
God.
like yeah, you know.
But it'd be cool in the same time. You see how many of those boxes they just get? Like they build a whole entire city.
That's my favorite episode too.
Like, I was inspired by that episode, honestly.
But then I'd have to be Kevin. I'd be like dork. You know, Kevin's voiced by the same person who does I think Marie or May.
I could see that, and a lot of people are like that.
That's pretty cool.
It cuts down on costs.
I didn't think that Kevin was voiced by a woman though. At the end of it.
All right, that's my list though. So
we'd have to come back to this one. I need to think of more locations.
Somebody needed to do their homework a little bit better.
Yeah, I made a lot of good topics to talk about though. Oh man, yeah, I should have done homework, but I was too busy thinking about Flunor. I was like, that's a good place, and I was like, but isn't Forget Me Not Valley kind of a boring answer? You know, Kavok, I don't know, or the car won't know what that is.
Pretty much.
So I was kind of at a standstill for a little. Would you live in Clocktown? I'm thinking of more things. Just
I thought about that one too, and I wouldn't have a problem living in like Termina. I don't know if I could see myself necessarily living in Clocktown itself though.
You know where I would live? Final Destination. Every time you go outside, everything's just going crazy, go nuts in the sky. I don't even know what's happening. Like they don't need to explain it, but it's like what is Final Destination? Where is it? Where is it going? Yeah, I said Forget Me Not Valley. You forget that I'm the Harvest Moon Man. Yeah, I'm blanking on a lot of places.
Yeah, I think we've said enough.
Would you? Okay, one more. I'm looking at the New Year's Showdown. Would you live in Corneria?
No, that place gets attacked way too often. It's terrible.
What about Venom?
Oh God, no.
What?
Isn't it like a goopy desert?
Goopy desert. Would you live in Goopy? Would you live in Luigi's mansion?
Only if I could get along with all the ghosts, then maybe. Nah,
you could hang out with Katie.
No, it's too many people hanging out and
no solitude.
Yeah, I feel
like even the foyer is like you gotta have Toad there. Like, get out of here.
Like everybody needs their place to themselves, and I just feel like that's not a thing.
Well, you'd have to just have a disagreement. You'd have to get all the other ghosts to disagree with this other ghost, so you could suck them up and
and plus,
take that room for your own.
The other thing too is that mansion is laid out horrendously. Like, it's not a good mansion. I don't like mansions in general, so it's not the place I'd go.
Oh, so we did think of Pokemon locations. So we get Pokemon 2 then, huh?
What do you mean Pokemon?
Yeah, because you wanted to live in Olivine.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he even mentioned that he would be a Steel subtrainer.
Yeah.
Or something. Oh, I didn't think about the types.
Yeah.
Involved, because I do like Steel too. I like Steel fighting and fire. Would you live in City Escape? No.
Well, no. I mean, city like that would be technically Station Square, I think.
Well, City Escape is San Francisco.
Is it? They're different. It's different than Station Square.
I think so, because it's not San Francisco, but it is just San Francisco. You know, you got the trolleys moving around. You got the whole downhill thing. I would live in a Radical Highway.
No, that is messed up. No.
Okay, how about Pumpkin Hill area?
I don't get Pumpkin Hill. It's just
don't let it get to me. Well, I won't let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep.
I don't know. I couldn't do Pumpkin Hill.
Down on Pumpkin Hill, I gotta find my lost sweet.
I think if there would be a place in Sonic, probably Station Square would probably be the best place. Maybe the Mystic Ruins would be kind of cool too.
You'd have to live next to Big though, and then you're just chilling around in Mystic, and suddenly Froggy, and then you get slammed. Happened to Tails, and then you'd have to fight Knuckles every day. And we're like, oh no. Actually, you might like that part. Having to beat up Knuckles every day.
Just so I can hear him say, "Oh no,
oh no, I'll be back next time." I would live in the Chow lobby then. Chow lobby would be such a sick place for like a hotel to theme its like lobby around, like the space kind of thing. And it's very grand. That's what I'm thinking. And you got these transparent staircases. Ooh, that's awesome. But
that's just the Chow Garden Hotel."
Yeah. Out of service since Sonic Adventure 2, though, unfortunately. Oh man, would you live in Sora's dream world thing with the with the big staircases and the glass rose tinted circle things?
Wait, one more. Oh. No, those would get boring.
Okay. Angel Island. Everyone's thinking of cool places now. Like, no, not Crisis City. Screw that. You might as well live in what's it called? The I don't know anymore. I can't think of it. Red Mountain. I wouldn't want to live in Red Mountain. And I would not live in Angel's Island either.
I have a really dumb one just to throw it out there. I'd live in Flatland in a Gmod.
Oh, I thought you meant Game and Watch.
No, or maybe not Flatland. Whatever it's called.
Construct.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's Construct and then there's the other one.
Big City.
I think it's just called Flat. Maybe it's Flatland.
But
yeah. Well, Construct would be cool too.
He's a. I would live in Ravenholm.
Yeah.
Who would want to live there? Welcome to City 17. It's nicer here.
I'd live along maybe like the coast, like outside of City 17, but I mean, not if
Breen is around.
Yeah, if Breen is taking over the world.
Living in Gmod would be an experience. Like you wake up and you just hear because you're clipping into the bed. and then you gotta get in your car and then like you gotta put the thrusters on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it would be fun, but like unless you had God mode on too, you'd be dying a lot from
yeah, you'd have
building things. I think that's all we got though.
I can't think. I'm running out of everything here. So.
Would you live in Luigi's Circuit?
I thought about Mario Kart levels and I'm like, no.
Oh, no, not. I was gonna say not Daisy Cruiser, but the one in Wii, the one in the Mario Kart Wii one, with the trees.
Autumn Tree
Right now.
Plains or whatever.
Yeah, that one or the one where Daisy has this big statue with Luigi.
Oh,
that one seems kind of place.
That's yeah. I know what you're talking about. They're too generic though, I think.
Let's live on Boo's Boardway. Yeah.
I'd live on Chilly Waters.
Wait. What if you lived on Waluigi's Island, Carl?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's the best one. There we go. Winner right there. It beats everything else out. Waluigi's Island.
All right, and then
Speed has done it.
I'll live in Pipe Dream. Like I would hate to live in Pipe Dream because it's like I want to get to work, ding, 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 and you end up at a random other thing. Might just be gone.
Mystery Land.
Mystery no.
Pirate Land. You try to cross the boardwalk and then the pirate just be like, nope.
Oh, and then what is it? Woody Woods. You can't go where you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
go
you want-
because Monty Mole's got the.
Yeah, you get to the normal intersection. You're like,
Oh my gosh! Screw Luigi's freaking garage thing.
oh, there's Luigi's engine room.
Yeah, that's not a good place to live. Let me live on Peach's Cake or Mario's Rainbow Palace. Just not in Luigi's engine room. Or Undersea Dream. I can't live there. I can't swim.
Trying to think of some really, really bad ones.
Yeah, well, we moved on to bad places to live. Oh,
Yeah.
Woohoo Island would have been a good place to live. Actually, yeah, I'm adding that to the whatever I was saying before. Woohoo Island. Because I always wanted to just explore that place too, but they don't give you that function except plane. Sorry?
I'm trying to remember Woohoo Island. That's from the first game, right?
No, it's from Resort.
Oh! Never mind. I'm thinking... I don't know what I'm thinking.
You're thinking of just the boxing ring or something.
I was
don't
thinking
know.
of the island from Super Mario... Or, not Super Mario. Mario and Luigi.
You mean Wakeport?
Maybe? Whatever that
I
island
was-
is out in the first game.
Oh, the first game. I
It's those islands.
can't remember.
Yeah, it's out to the east.
Yeah, with the. That's not. There's no relation.
I feel
What?
like Mario and Luigi wake up there, like they get knocked out and they fall there, and they have to like find themselves there.
I guess you have to play it again. I don't know.
I guess.
Okay, bad places to live.
No, that's another. I could come up with a whole pile of those for another day.
All right, yeah, I can do that too. In fact, maybe next stream we'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll,
alright.
I'll write that down. We have a Google Doc. I don't know if I mentioned that. Oh yeah, I did mention that. Everything's more organized. So I'm gonna move places you'd like to live in to topics already discussed. Carl, I have this in alphabetical order, by the way, so don't just type wherever you want.
Oh, I didn't realize it was alphabetical. I mean, I just was,
Except the only one that isn't is regular topics.
Okay.
Wouldn't want to live in. Okay, so that's updated. Before we end off, oh man, you could do Rust next week.
Yeah.
I forgot that. So, before we end off, okay, Kaya, what's going on? What's going on with Kaya?
She stole some bread yesterday. It's pretty,
Rise and grind.
It was pretty
Let's steal
impressive
this
actually
bread.
because she like climbed over everything on the counter just to get the bread, and she scored that. She has been just on a snacking tirade trying to get everybody's food, specifically because Christmas, like she got so much stuff to eat. So
Before people ask, Kaya is not just a person that is a monster that just crawls through Carl's kitchen and eats bread. It's a Carl's dog.
here,
So
I'll
hopefully that
just-
clears things up.
I'll just do that.
Wait, but what if they don't have Frank face see? They just see a bunch of Carl Doggo.
We'll let them figure that out, I guess.
All right. Good. So we're gonna call it there for the podcast. I think we've exhausted it quite
Yeah.
well.
Last thing I'll just show this. This is a nice drawing of me from Peepo. I like how nicely done it is. I think Speed knows exactly what the problem I would have with it.
Give me a moment. Oh, he's too happy.
I know.
He's too-
So don't take this personally because I told Speed this exact same thing. Speed has drawn many upon many of drawings of my me, and I always hate it when my me smiles. So I like that. It's really funny because it looks like I'm almost kind of forcing the smile.
Yeah, you look smug. I would punch your face if I saw you looking.
pretty much. So I have to like it. I can't hate this. It's good.
Like
I
we're
enjoy this.
like I don't know, we're playing like Mario Party and you like steal a star.
Yeah.
You turn to me and you look like that. I'm getting up from the chair and I'm punching you square across the face, Carl. I think you would not be opposed. I think you knew the risk if you would make that face. But thanks for the art, Pete.
Yeah, it's good. Keep at it. Just make sure I don't smile.
just turn it upside down. Could you do that real quick, Carl, editing wise, right here?
No, not that fast.
Ah, darn. You'd have to like crop it out and then crop another one and all that. That's pretty good. So, Carl, what's coming up this week?
More Final Fantasy.
Whatever.
That's all I have in my mind right now.
Are there going to be any more Ace Attorney streams with Katie, or like because that's been out for a while?
It's all dependent on her schedule, so she's been busy for the past 2 to 3 weeks with stuff. So, possibly.
Possibly. We do got the Speedy Sunday thing next week.
That may, we may not have a podcast then because we might be just playing games for 5 hours or so, depending.
Whoa! And then I'll have to see how long I could survive without being fired. No, I'm gonna. I could either do that or aim to be fired right on the spot. We'll see. It'll be fun. So send us the ideas. We'll accept them. I'll accept them. I mean, we have to see if we both have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, but that's it. I also want to. I want to aim to stream with Sunbrine, and I also want to try to get Game Dev Tycoon a shot because
Yeah.
Guy gave it to me, so I appreciate it. But yeah, that'll be it for this stream. Catch Carl tomorrow, or maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes Carl's not in Mondays. Sometimes we'll see. Quite possibly he will be.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that'll do it for tonight.
All right.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. I will for sure see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah. And now if you don't mind here, while I load this up,
What's going on?
I'm sorry, Speed.
Wah wah.
I'm sorry, Speed.
Wah
I'm
wah.
gonna have to do this, Speed. I'm sorry, Speed.
I had to do it to them.
Goodbye, Speed.
Okay. I'll accept my fate. Accepting your fate is a lot easier than it seems. For a lot of people, it comes with the aspect of death. And it's hard to take it in, especially when you're younger. But when you do die, consider this. Is the stream over? I hate you.